You're listening to the Cyberwire Network, powered by N2K.
The IT world used to be simpler. You only had to secure and manage environments that you controlled. Then came new technologies and new ways to work. Now, employees, apps, and networks are everywhere. This means poor visibility, security gaps, and added risk. That's why Cloudflare created the first-ever connectivity cloud. Visit cloudflare.com to protect your business everywhere you do business.
Hello, my name is Monica Ruiz, and I am the Fellow for the Cyber Initiative and Special Projects Program at the Hewlett Foundation. Early on, I wanted to be a weather woman. And I think that's because in my 5th grade class, I was the person that would give the morning announcements. And so for some reason, I had an interest in weather and I had an interest in TV. And so that's what I wanted to be. But things have certainly changed since then. You know, early on, my parents really encouraged both my 2 brothers and sister to be curious. And they also never really pushed any gender roles on us. And so as the youngest in the family, I also tended to have my brothers and sisters hand-me-downs. And so I, growing up, had a blue bike, which I loved. And I never really associated like blue bike with boys' bike or pink bike with girls' bike. I just had my blue bike and I loved it. And, fast forward to college, I developed an interest in international relations. And so I really moved from, TV and giving the morning announcements in 5th grade to more of a, broader international relations context. And I studied abroad in China during my bachelor's degree. And that really played a big role in what I did afterwards, because it gave me access to a culture and a language that was so different than my own. And so, returning from China to complete my bachelor's degree, I was fascinated with having been, outside of my comfort zone, that I graduated and wanted to go right back to Asia. And so lived in South Korea for a year where I taught English. And there I lived very close to a U.S. Air Force base, where I started learning about security policy issues more broadly. And I think that's what started getting me into security, not cybersecurity at that point, but security more broadly in the context of international relations. And so, returning from Korea, I got back to Miami, which is where I grew up, and I started interning and later became a contractor at U.S. Southern Command. And that really allowed me to delve deeper into security policy issues. And one of the things that I noticed there that, I had never fully experienced when I was younger is the massive gender imbalances in the security world. And frankly, this really pushed me deeper into this space because, I guess I wanted to push back on the fact that there weren't that many women and there weren't that many women of color in the settings where I was spending a lot of my time. And so not only was I fascinated substantively about these issues, but it also played a very personal role for me to see not that many people that looked like me. And so, from there, I realized that cybersecurity is an issue area that's not only vertically relevant within an organization, but it really cuts horizontally across all sectors and all regions. And so, building from my time in China and my time in South Korea and my time in Boston when I was finishing up my graduate degree, I really realized that this is a field that I want to dive into full time. Currently, my day-to-day is centered on being a connector. That's how I would explain it. We're grant makers at the Hewlett Foundation, and we provide support to civil society, university, nonprofits for them to build out their cybersecurity areas of focus and teams. But we also try to go beyond the grand dollar by connecting different organizations and individuals that are working on similar issues. And so a lot of that entails understanding what the landscape looks like and being aware and oftentimes innovative with what are the connections that we make to really help build that field even further. Always feel free and open and confident to lean forward, especially on issues that you want to know more about. Don't feel intimidated if there is not that many people that look like you. Have that serve as a reason for why you would be even more forward-leaning. I think it's important to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to build our security and feels comfortable doing so. So I hope that my research on the building of these cybersecurity volunteer cyber units is something that has long-term effects.
The Hewlett Foundation is a supporter of the Cyberwire.
Hi, everybody. It's Maria Varmazes here, your host over at T- Space Daily, and sometimes a guest on Hacking Humans, too. We here at N2K Cyberwire work hard to bring you concise, intelligence-driven news and commentary, and we'd like to know how we're doing. Please take a few minutes to complete our audience survey and share your feedback to help us continue to grow and meet your needs. Visit cyberwire.com/survey. That's cyberwire.com/survey to get started. Thanks so much for your input as we reach for the stars. It means the universe to us.
And now, a word from our sponsor, 6 Sense. 6 Sense provides award-winning cloud-based automated endpoint and vulnerability management solutions to streamline IT and security operations. With its advanced platform, businesses gain complete visibility and control over their infrastructure, reducing IT and security risks and optimizing operational efficiency. With 6 Sense, you'll get real-time alerts, risk-based vulnerability prioritization and remediations, and an intuitive automation and orchestration engine so you can focus on your core business goals, confident in the knowledge that your enterprise is secure, compliant, and running smoothly. To learn why enterprises choose 6 Sense, visit 6sense.com.